Okay, YouTubers, well, something we talked about in our last, I think our middle video at Catalina, was the fact that the Dodger, when we're at Anchorage, does a great job, except for when the sun's shining through. As it's starting to set at the island, the sun shines through and it gives it kind of a greenhouse effect, and that's where Dog Friday likes to lay down, and we could just make it a lot cooler if we had covers for the windows. So First Mate has been working this weekend on doing canvas covers for the windows. And she went out and bought some white,
dark blue and white canvas. I'm stitching them together. We're going to have the white showing on the inside of the Dodger, but dark blue showing from the outside.
There you go. So anyway, she's finishing the second cover for the outside front windows. Let me show you what she's done on this. This is one of the covers here. She stitched the white on the bottom, put the face in, and she's double stitched all the way around. We're going to put snaps in the corners and line them up with snaps. Of course, the receiving end on the outside, and these are going to fit on the outside. This guy is for this outside front. She's finishing up the one for this guy, and we're going to do one more for these. We might not do the sides.
Yes, we are.
First Mate just corrected me. I guess we're going to do the sides. Yes, so we got this, and we're going to put snaps in it. Now, I've looked all over the internet. I've got a snap kit from West Marine. Came highly recommended. I looked all over the internet for instructions on how people might align putting a snap in when we don't already have the receiving end on the outside. We don't have anything out there. So we're going to use the little screw-in snaps, but I haven't found any information on how you would align this with the receiving end so that you can screw the receiving end in and have this line up. So the only thing I came up with, and we bounce back and forth, is you put a little hole in here and you stick a Sharpie or a pencil through and you mark, after you get this in place on the front, you mark where the receiving end is going to go, and then you can screw your receiving end in and attach your snap where the hole is, and they should line up perfectly on all four corners. We're going to do 4 corners on these. Anyway, so that's where we are now. First Mate is finishing up sewing the second seam, and then we're going to go fit the outsides and put the snaps in.
That's what should snap down.
Alright, this is where we poke holes in the corners and put markers.
There's just enough room in each, you know what, Tom? Every corner, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, the snap should go in each corner.
Yeah, that's going to be perfect. Okay, so these are the canvas that we showed you earlier that are going to cover the windows. Right now, we've marked the corners. We marked the corners where we're going to put the snaps. We bought one of these snap kits from West Marine, and this is going to go on the front. This little part mushrooms out and connects to the barrel, which is here, and that'll mushroom out and hold it. And this barrel part, of course, will be on the back side here, and it'll snap into the screw snaps, which are here, which we're going to screw in to the Dodger itself. We've done one. We're going to do the other now. They say you don't have to use the die setting to punch your hole first. You do, in fact, because we're using thick fabric, and the little eyelets are having a hard time punching through the fabric and then mushrooming out. We watched a video and a guy went through like vinyl plastic or something, and he said you don't have to punch a hole. But we found that we've ruined a few of them without punching a hole, so we're using the die to punch a hole, adjusting it down so that it's pretty tight. We've got a little tiny mark right there, which you probably can't see, which I'm going to go ahead and punch the hole for. So we got a hole now, and we'll show you this kit. This kit it's from West Marine. It was $49.99. It came with all the dies needed for splaying out the different parts and connecting together, just like it's basically the rivets, but they're for snaps. And yeah, it came with enough snaps for about, I think, 18 to install 18 snaps, which should be plenty for us.
Might as well do all the holes all at the same time, rather than keep changing the die out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a pro now?
No. I feel like an amateur that just doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. Knows enough to get in trouble. So that's why we're trying to be extra careful with it, so we don't waste a bunch of snaps and have to go back down and buy some more. So every time you go to West Marine to buy something, you end up buying other things that you didn't need. Like, oh look, the shirts are on sale. Oh look, the flip-flops are on sale. Okay, so now that we've got these holes cut, what we'll do is we'll hold this up to the window and measure exactly the height from the top of the Dodger that the other one was, and we will put a little Sharpie through, and we'll mark where all 4 holes are, and we'll get it just right.
Okay, so this is our template. We did the first one, and now because we want to hang the one on the left side, or on the starboard side, this to be in the same distance from the Dodger. So I'm going to measure millimeters to get the exact distance on each end.
Centimeters.
It is 6.5 centimeters over on the right, and then 6.5 on the left. So we're going to go put the...
First mate's going all metric on us.
First, I'm going to draw a little line for each corner. So this is about where it's going to come out, is just over this. So I'm going to draw 6.5. Okay, now I'm going to mark the holes. Hole there. If we're off on this, it'll be my fault.
That's
okay.
Okay.
All right.
So let's go put the snaps in. We'll come back out and drill the hole, or drill the holes for the receiving end, and we'll be ready to put that. Okay. So now what we're going to do, since we've made the holes and we've got this punched out with the dies, is we're going to take out the punch, and we're going to put in a little receiver die that splays out the snap itself. We'll take one of what they call the barrels that I showed you. We're going to snap it into the top, and once you snap it in there, it stays. And the other part is going to go through the first hole that we punched. I prefer to kind of hold it up through the hole. And the hole down at the bottom.
You're going a little fast, so you just put the one side through the hole of the claw.
Yeah, so that I can see the metal coming out through.
Okay.
And I'm going to line it up with the punch there. And this set up the punch holes. I think it's might be a little tight. Let's see. Didn't feel like. Okay, let's see how that did. We can always splay it a little bit more. That's a fairly decent job. It looks like it's gotten it around most of the corners.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so that's good. So now we're just going to do the other ones. So, we're drilling the holes where first mate just marked them. And she loves this term, I'm just eyeballing how deep I'm going. I'm just going down about maybe 1/4 of an inch. The screws are 3/4 of an inch, which is a good thing. Now it's recording. Okay. Get these bad boys screwed in. I love this thing. Used to have anything I wanted to do, you used to have to either use an underpowered screwdriver, electric screwdriver, or I'd have to go get the drill and get the extension cord. What a pain. This thing, which never needs a charge.
All right, you may hold the camera. I'm going to put up our new snow cover.
Get the honors.
Is that the right way? Uh-oh. Oh no, we're at the bottom one. Okay, it's almost there. You know, it's a little lower on that side than where we marked, but
oh, it looks
it'll be
good.
Fine.
There's nothing square about the boat or the Dodger or anything on a boat. So with all the angles, if one thing's off a little bit, you can't tell.
That's not bad. You know, it's a little bit loose, but not terribly loose. But
yeah.
you know, it's not skin tight.
So that's good. We're going to make the one for the center.
They look pretty even with each other.
They do. Good job.